All right, this will be a series of questions about the inspection chambers. In my heart, it seems like the root barrier should come up over the flange of the inspection chamber, have the root barrier tape right here. It's basically a waterproof tape, and so all the water has to come into this inspection chamber. However, this is drawn on both sides and even says run root stop and system filter to the top. So this runs up the entire side. I get that for the filter because you wouldn't want these slats to get clogged up, but running the 30 mil plastic up the face of this thing all the way completely closes that off. Like, why is it even there if we don't need it, because we're going to cover it with plastic? So that seems a little bit off. But maybe it doesn't even go like this. I can kind of see that too, because the first layer of 2-inch foam I put up against it, I've covered up 50% of the slats that way too. To confuse it even more, this is shown installed, this is the skylight. This is shown installed underneath the root barrier and the first layer of foam. So is this, but this one clearly shows it sitting on top of the first layer of foam. So I'm not quite sure why this condition with just two 11-inch boxes over some overspaced roof drains would be a different setup. And this also just shows the root barrier terminating in the box. It doesn't go all the way up like it's shown in the other details. And really, these are different roofs, but this is kind of the same detail. And to confuse it even more for me, in the manual, these aren't in exact order from beginning to end, but in general, they are building this assemblage. And this picture reflects that, right? So as this gets taller, so does this. So here we are. That's the root stop. Here comes the styrofoam, the hydro drain. Here's the garden drain. Here's the edge metal. And then here are the inspection chambers. Now, as you can see, they've put the garden roof components as far as like edge metal on top of that, the GR25 in our case. Here comes the edge metal, all at that elevation, right? But these boxes, they've clearly drawn this at a lower elevation. This guy's installing this box. They don't say where it is. They don't denote it here. And I can't find any text or anything about it, like where it actually belongs and how it's all tied in and flashed. And I know I've already gone on about this for a while, but also, is the flashing a different condition at roof drains versus access to irrigation pipes? I don't know if they're done the same way or what. So just a little advice on what to expect and do with these would be great.